Hello, I'm Erlinda. Welcome to Empowering Voices. This is your television program, and thank you for letting us into your home. Today I'm working with my co host, and I'm working with Morris Adams. Hello, Mr. Adams.
Hello, how are you doing?
We're good. We're going to have fun today. We have an amazing guest. And it has been said in the Bible, it said, without a vision, a people perish. And for Terrence Stone, our guest today, a vision has been the foundation of his life. And Mr. Adams, isn't that wonderful? Isn't that
That's
great?
fantastic.
That's awesome. This is quite a great way to start. Terrence, thank you. I've
Thank
known you for a
you.
long time, and I am so proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. And thanks for having me on the show as well, too. I'm just so happy to be here and just to represent for myself and my agency and my peoples today. Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate you.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tell me, what is the mission, your mission for Young Visionaries? What is it?
Our mission, in a nutshell, is just to see young people succeed, no matter the background that they come from, the household that they come from, the environment that they live in. I feel that all people, all kids have the potential to be and do whatever they want to be and do in life. And I try to set that local example for them just to push forward out of their circumstances.
Amazing.
Question, Brother Terrence. Excuse
Yes.
me, brother. You said that you are setting the example, and that's how you're pushing the vision forward. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Just a little background. Myself, I'm second generation gang member, meaning my dad or stepdad was in gangs. My biological father overdosed on heroin when I was 2 years old, and so my mother remarried, and it just indoctrinated me and my younger brothers into a gang lifestyle. So when I say that I'm trying to set that example, is showing these young people that no matter what family they come from, what neighborhood they live in, they can if they put their mind to it and get a vision, they can be as successful as they want to be.
Wow. How are
Wonderful.
you? Go ahead, please.
So, at
Erlinda.
what age did you discover that there was need for a change in your life?
You know what? Always knew there was a need for change in my life, but I didn't always want change.
Mhm.
Because the streets and that lifestyle was exciting, but there's no future in it, basically. So really myself, I think I was almost 30 before I really just decided to change my life around. So I was a late bloomer, so to speak, but because everything started happening, well, not even just really fast, things just start to kind of fall into place and sometimes out of place, but I just had to just be able to stay steadfast, hold on to my dreams and my visions, and just keep pushing it forward.
Very good.
Erlinda gave a foundational scripture. Without a vision, the people perish. And are you telling us that you got this vision at 30, and now you're trying to transfer your vision to people that are less than 30 so they don't have to wait until 30? Is that what you're telling us?
Yes. We actually our organization, Young Visionaries. I got that from the Bible actually too. It says in there in Acts and also in Joel, so Old and New Testament. It said our old man will have dreams and our young man will have visions, right? So from that scripture, I birthed Young Visionaries, and so we work with kids from elementary all the way to high school. Then we also work with young adults and adults with parenting classes and workforce development classes. We have ran a really great supply chain logistics program where we were teaching um, young people and adults, getting them certified in forklift driving and things like that, and getting them hired in a local supply chain logistics warehouses.
That's amazing. That is so amazing. So, how long have you been into Young Visionaries, or how long did it take you to actually start Young Visionaries? I mean, I know it was a lot of hills to climb.
Oh yeah, we're still climbing hills, and I expect that. But we it's been 20 years now. You know, I remember starting. I didn't have gray hair on my face or anything, Mr. Adams. Now I'm looking like my
Remember that?
granddad now. So, but it's been 20 years, and it's been a good 20 years. We've been doing fairly well. I've been able to travel the United States, and also a state and national certified gang intervention prevention specialist. So I train teachers and law enforcement and social workers and youth
Great.
workers on gangs and things like that as well too across the nation.
Hmm. That's wonderful.
We see you as a star. Do you see any stars coming through your organization?
Oh yeah, most definitely. I don't see myself as a star, but most definitely we birth stars, and we have some great staff as well as young people that we work with, that are doing some extraordinary things. Actually, I just got in communication with one of our kids. I think she was in our program around probably around 10 years ago. She moved to New York, graduated from college out there. Now she's a social media influencer on health and things like that. And,
Great.
we have some great young people that have just went through our programs, and also staff too that have came here, and I always tell my staff, this is your stepping stone. This is not where you should end up. This is so I always encourage them to start their own businesses and just dream bigger beyond young visionaries.
Do me a favor, work me through. I mean, take me. This is new, so work me through. What would I? How would you? How would you bring a person through this program? What do you do? Just kind of give us step by step as to what you do.
Oh, most definitely. We have a plethora of different programs, and so it just depends on your particular needs. We try not to cookie cut any person, because everyone is different. Everyone has different life experiences, different traumas, and things like that. So we have to work with you based on where you're at. So our kids, we usually put them in we have a few mentoring programs, and I say a few because they're based on different things and different needs for young people. We have a mental health program for kids and adults, parenting programs for adults. So it just depends on your needs. So the first thing is, when you encounter us and we sit down with you, we just do a needs assessment. What are your needs? And what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? The young people say secure the bag, basically. So just in using that term, secure the bag, we say, okay, well, right now, bag is going to stand for, we're going to try to secure your behavior, your attitudes, your grades, or if you're an adult, your goals, basically. So we can work with those three things, and you can master your behavior, your attitude, and your goals. Then you can do and be whatever you want to do.
Hmm. So someone would find you, you find them. What's the bridge where everybody meets? How does this work?
Well, we do a lot of outreach. We have right now, it's been COVID for the last year or so, right? So we've been doing large COVID relief events, basically. So we'll go out, set up, and just give out 1,000, work with 1,000 families, giving them food, hygiene bags, household items, whatever we have from our donors, and just give them out. And that's one outreach. We also manage a lot of social media. I myself manage over 20 social media pages myself, so I have a large social media reach as well too.
Wow. So when you say "are," you're speaking of a group of people working with you. What's the umbrella look like? How does this? Who is the "are"?
R is our staff. I try to speak like that,
Yes.
and I have to give my team their credit, because they do nowadays. They do most of the work basically. So working with kids, we have a great staff. We have Corey Benjamin, played for Chicago Bulls, so he's mentoring and working with kids. Also, actor Nick Cannon, his younger brother Gabriel Cannon works for us. So he's here on a daily basis working with young people and kids. Brian Russell, that played for Utah Jazz and the Lakers as well, works with us. We have a great staff. Amanda Van, she's born and raised in Rialto. She's a graduate of USC, and she's just went back to school, so she's just excelling by leaps and bounds, and she helps to coordinate our mental health programs. So we have a great team, our administrative team, because working with all of these kids and all of these people, we have to bring it back into the office and make it make sense. So when we regurgitate what we're doing on paper, it will make sense to our funders and people that support us as well. So I'm good at just putting together just great teams, putting people in place, realizing their potential, and letting them live it.
That is one fantastic mission that you're on. And I'm very proud of the fact that you have done this for, what, 20 years now. I
Yeah,
remember my first show with you was 15 years ago.
yeah, yeah.
And you have come so far, you
I had
know.
on a baggy suit that didn't fit. I didn't know how to wear a suit. Miss
Yeah,
Patterson, a
I
little baggy
remember.
suit. I remember.
Yeah, way back in the day, way back. Anyhow, you have come so far. And when I say you have come so far, I actually mean we have come so far because you have done so much for the community. You have enriched lives. You might have saved lives, because the kids sometimes when they're out in the street, they're scared, they're hungry, they don't know where to go. At the end of this program, Terrence, we will be putting information about young visionaries, so that the youngster out there or the young adult that wants to get some help, can reach out. And I'm sure that your staff, your fine staff, will find a position or a place for them to start so that they can begin that journey that you went through
Yes.
many years ago.
Yeah. And that's why too. I try to be transparent about where I come from in my past, because people will see these young people and look at the communities that they're in, and just count them out immediately, basically.
Yes.
And so just trying to use myself, as that sacrificial lamb, let them know if I can do it, you can do it. And we've been great at doing it. And I'm also the president now too of the High Desert Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce as well. So I'm glad that they have confidence in me and helping other people be able to build their businesses and their brands as well too. So that's what we're working on, and just letting the kids know that you can do whatever you want to do. You just have to do it. And in
Mhm.
doing that over the years, I've been able to sit on some pretty wonderful committees, with congressmen and mayors and city officials, county officials, and just be able to just to help make decisions,
Of
for our
course.
people and things like that locally.
Yeah. You should see the lines when they go out to give out thousands of bags of food, hygiene materials as well in bags. And he is the key player that
Wow.
joins all these community leaders together so
There,
that events can happen to help these lives.
yeah, our lines are ridiculously long all the
Yes.
time at our events. We for Christmas we gave out we worked with about 5,000 kids for Christmas. So we had about 12,000 toys to give out to 5,000 kids. So they were
Yes.
getting bags and bags of toys, in partnership with our good friends, Patricia Nichols
Oh, yes.
at Community Action Partnership.
Mhm.
We did 2,000 turkeys with them, and every year we give out at least 1,000 turkeys. This year was our 15th annual, and 15th annual toy drive for back to school. We do about 2,000 backpacks for kids. I think the last one we did um, before COVID, we had one in simultaneously at the same time. We gave out 1,000 in San Bernardino and 1,000 in Rialto. Um, and then also in the high desert as well too. We give out backpacks and school supplies and food and do events up there as well too. The last few events, the most recent one, we were on Channel 7 News
I
with
saw that.
yes, with Congressman Peter Aguilar. So we
Yes.
gave out, I think, to around up to like 800 teachers,
Mhm.
school supplies and things like that. So that, and also parents that are doing distance learning as well too. So that line was wrapped around the corner, then wrapped around another corner, and things like that. So we're just our job or one of our missions is just to be in the community, giving back and things like that. Because people don't really see it, what we do in the classroom or when we're working with kids, but they do see large community events and be able to come out and participate in those.
I have an extreme question. COVID has affected so many things.
Mhm.
How is COVID affecting your program?
You know, I thank you for that question. You know what? We have to adjust and pivot. Um, and so that's what we did. So our community events got larger, and so what we did with those, they just stay in their cars. We call them pull up and pick up. So they just pull up and they just pick their stuff up. We just put it in the trunks of those cars. So we did a strong pivot with that. Before COVID, our programs were in throughout San Bernardino County. We were in 33 schools, also the juvenile facilities as well too. So we had to pull back from that because the schools were closed down, and also the juvenile facilities, you couldn't go in there any longer. So we just so I got all of my staff cell phones and laptops, and we started operating on Zoom and things like that, just to still keep in communication with our young people. But our community events got larger and more often. So probably every month, sometimes 2 or 3 times a month, we're doing a large community event throughout the community someplace.
The community event, describe it for us, if you would. Just kind of give us. I want to come to the community event. What am I going to see, and what am I going to learn? What am I going to know?
Well, what we do, we'll find a location and we'll put up tents and tables, and we have a great donor from Families and Kids Foundation. And so they'll just pull up with diesels, also US Foods as well too. They'll pull up with diesels of food and household items and just all kinds of stuff. And we'll set those things up on tables. And as the cars pull up, me and my staff are just putting goodies and foods and household items inside of the trucks and in their cars. But the one thing is that the faces on these families, like they're just so happy,
Yes.
to receive, free stuff from community-based organizations and things like that. And we're out there with our masks on and our gloves and just trying to maintain all the social distance rules and things like that. But the main thing is just getting the stuff to the community. Basically, we sometimes we'll have a DJ out there playing music so that it's upbeat, and so that's what it is just driving by, these big circus tents, and just we're just putting free food and whatever we have out there. To you, one time we had a whole truckload of just Tempur-Pedic pillows. I was like, I don't even have a Tempur-Pedic pillow. I got a regular pillow. Um, but these people pulled up that day and probably wasn't even expecting to
In
get
shock. Yeah.
pillows and lamps and dishes and even just the dishes. Like they would bring out like just like a box set of dishes. A lot of the families that we give these box sets of dishes to, they'll tell us like, I don't even have a matching set of dishes. I've never had a matching set of dishes, in
Yeah.
my house. And that's just some of the little things that we just take for granted.
That's so true. That's so true. Terrence, tell me, you said at the age of 30, you began to see the need or began to develop into another individual that wanted to grow, to be independent, self-sufficient. Oh, if you don't mind my asking, what were some of the things that you did, and that were so bad?
Oh, I did a lot of stuff. I don't want to get into that. Like,
Well, just tell me. So
but let me tell you, I'll tell you.
you were in jail.
I was in jail. I was facing 2 life sentences plus 25 years of life, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was one of those times when when sometimes you just get in trouble and you start praying. You be like, God,
Oh,
if you get
yes,
me out
yes.
of this, you don't have to worry about me no more. I
Yeah.
probably had 100 of those prayers and did the same thing as soon as he got me out of that mess. But but this time it was one of those times, and at the right time, when you're just facing the
Yes.
rest of your life. And my beautiful daughter Destiny, she was 9 months at the time. I think she's like 22 or 23 now, but at that time she was 9 months, and they used to bring
Oh,
her up there, and she used to bang on that little glass like, daddy, daddy.
oh, yeah.
um, and so I had to just, look into her little face and just make a decision, like, I have to um, do something better, with my life. And from facing all that time and just coming home, after that, I said, you know,
Um,
I
no
just,
more.
I kept my word to God, and he kept his word to me, and he just been blessing us all the time.
Ah, hallelujah, Terrence. You were fantastic in sharing that personal
Yeah.
story. I didn't mean to delve into your world of
Oh, it's okay.
past.
It's probably in
What
my
I
Bible
wanted,
someplace.
what I wanted was for the individual watching right now to know, there is hope,
Yes.
there is opportunity, and Young Visionaries is there to help, you know, with the mental health issue as well. So there can be change.
Yes. Yes.
Definitely can.
Yeah. And we're just trying to be there to help you discover, that change. And also just sometimes you need a roadmap as well too, because you
Yes.
know that you want to change, but if you don't have the tools and the environment around you that is
Mhm.
helping you to change, it just makes it that much harder. Even, we all probably know someone that have been in the same place for 40, 50 years, and they haven't moved at all.
Right.
It's because they probably somewhere down inside they want to change, but they don't have the tools to change. The environment, they probably feel like their environment is not helping them to change. So we just help to try to get a positive environment in there, then also just give you the tools or show you the tools to change. When I go out and I'm doing speaking engagements with kids, hopefully I can come back soon and do some more. I
Yes.
talk about climbing, like mountain climbers,
Yes.
and I tell them that that mountain climbing is probably one of the hardest sports, if you want to call it that you can do, and it's an individual sport, actually too, because once you start climbing, I can give you all the instructions. I can give you all the tools and the backpack and the mountain climbing gear, but it's 100% up to you to climb that mountain. I can't move your feet. I can't, grab your hand and
That's
put it
right.
right there. But what I could do is that, and I tell kids, I say, I watched it on the TV, the National Geographic, whatever, and when they connect with each other. The mountain climbers, they connect each other with these ropes. And so when they do that, the first person is going up and he's climbing this mountain, and he's probably yelling down instructions to the people behind him. Put your foot right there, grab this, do that, and just giving those instructions.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
I said, that's what I can do for. I can go before you, right? And I already did that. I can go before you towards success. But the only thing I can connect you to me, but I can't move your feet, and I can't let you. So you have to be physically, mentally, and emotionally in shape, because once you start climbing and we're connected, I can't let you weigh me down, right? So we have to be climbing, and we have to be on the same page, on the same level, to get to the top of that mountain, you know. And then I also talk to them about campers. I tell them that campers are, usually when you go camping, you go camping with friends and families and things like that, and you create this comfortable environment. I said that's what happens to us 100% of the time. People will create, or we'll create for ourselves, this comfortable environment, nice and cozy around a fire, but you're not going anyplace. Like, you'll look around and you've been camping for 30, 40 years in the same place and haven't moved, haven't did anything, you know. I said, but the good thing is that from the campfire, you can see the mountain and you can see these people climbing. So
Yes.
you can make that choice. You can go over there and start climbing with these people, or you can sit with these campers for the rest of your life. It's your choice. You can either camp or you can climb. Also, too, another thing that we did for Black History Month, we put together a program called YV Cares. And
Mhm.
so back here, you see all of these care packages and things like that.
Yes.
And so what we did, we've contacted African American essential workers, and they told them that you can sign up and thank you for your service and your work through this COVID situation. And
Mm.
here's a care package. So there's house shoes and all kinds of stuff in there that they can probably need. So I have these things all around my office, and some of them come and pick them up, and a lot of them we're just delivering them to them as well too.
Yeah, I saw a little piece on the news about that, about what you were doing. So,
Yes.
it's a fantastic program. Young Visionaries has been there for us, the people, and has changed many lives. You have made a change in many lives. There are some people that have lost their lives because they didn't have someone to extend that hand like you have. You
Right.
and your staff, as you say.
Yeah.
So we are so amazed and proud. We will definitely put all that information as to how people can reach out for you at Young Visionaries so that they too can get this help. What do you think, Mr. Adams? You think that's a great idea?
I think that's a wonderful idea. And I have one last question for
Sure.
what what would you say is the one thing you need that would take you to the next level? What what is it? Every organization has a foundation and it's got properties that it works by. What's the not that I have it in my hand, but what's the next thing that you need to take you to the next level?
You know what, Mr. Adams? I think funding. It always
Yes,
boils down to
yes, yes, yes.
funding. I have a great educated staff. My staff come with master's degrees. They graduates from Cal State San Bernardino and USC and other universities. Um, but it's funding that really makes this thing go. Because they're not volunteers. They have this career to take care of their kids and their families as well, while we're taking care of other people's kids and families. So just funding. Actually, I'm glad that you brought that up. We have a gala coming up in May, our 20-year anniversary of being in the community. And if they go to our website, you can get all the information. There's going to be an online gala, a Roaring Twenties theme. So so we have on our Roaring Twenties clothes and in our hats and everything, and we're just gonna put together a great online show for the people. But most definitely, it's a fundraiser for young visionaries, so that we can keep going and just do what we do in the community.
Spectacular, spectacular. Well, Mr. Adams, it looks like our program is over.
Yes.
Terrence, thank you so very much. You have done an amazing job. Continue to do so. And who knows, one day we may see you in the White House changing laws that might help. Who knows?
Who
That's
knows?
my
Who knows?
vision for you.
Who knows?
That is a vision that I just felt for you.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Okay. So, Mr. Adams, would you close for us, please?
Oh, I just want to say it's amazing talking to a visionary. It's an amazing listening to a vision being given to us. So I want to say thank you, Terrence. Thank you, Erlinda. And thank you, community, for listening to us, hearing us, and feeling us. Thank you.